Hello, good evening, everyone, and how was your day? I want to appreciate all of you for we thank you for. I can see some of you started a conversation here. You know, started a conversation here online, but we're not actually online. So yesterday we did not hold the classes, but today we are here for our classes. So I want to appreciate all of you for taking time to be part of today's training, and I would like to welcome all of you, especially for being part of today's training. So, today we are going to do Module 5. We're starting from Module 5. We're starting with the Module 5, and we are going to look at conflict management and resolution. Conflict management and resolution. This is our 1 month free professional diploma training in peace and conflict management, and it's being organized by the Institute of Global Peace and Conflict Management. Um, and I believe that you are going to, uh, you have been enjoying every part of the training, and I wish you the very best as you continue to connect and be part of the training and to receive the skills for you to be able to resolve conflicts in your organization, in your home, in your business, and wherever you find yourself in politics. You understand? So I'd like to recognize um, um, those of you that have taken time to connect, talking about Bayo from Akure, talking about John Saba from South Sudan, talking about Harrison from Abia, talking about Benjamin Bruce from the Niger State, talking about Diujuk from South Sudan, talking about Tade from Tijani Ibrahim from Medugri, talking about Dr. Katanga from Namibia, and then talking about Onyebuchi Israel from Abuja. So I want to appreciate all of you for taking time to be part of today's training, and we wish that at the end of the day you learn something. So this training we're going to end it at this Module 5. If you want to get more of the training, you can enroll for our professional postgraduate diploma training, which is advanced course. If you want to get more of this training and then be trained and then in such a way that you can receive a license, you can join our professional postgraduate diploma. It's an advanced training. All right. So there are some modules that we didn't cover that make up the advanced course. So if you want to be part of the advanced course, you can enroll for it. But as for today, we are going to end this training with this Module 5. All right. So with the Module 5, we'll finish it on Thursday. So maybe probably by Saturday or by Saturday or first week of March, you should write your exams. All right, you should write for your examination. So, and then we wish you the very best. And then I want to also appreciate some of you that have already started sending your assignment. But I can tell you that your assignment is not meeting the requirement. Some of you just stand in one place and record a video and send to me. That's not what we're looking for. we are looking for a situation whereby when you identify your target group, you meet with your target group and discuss your topic with them and record it and share with us. It's not you standing and talking and recording yourself and send to me. It's not meeting the standard. You're not talking to me. You have to talk to people. As I'm talking to you here, I'm talking with you. You know, it's face-to-face communication. So if you want to do assignment that will meet the standard, go to the people you intended. If you want to talk to school children, go to school, meet with the school children, discuss whatever you want to discuss with them, record and send to us. If you want to talk to prisoners, go to prison, talk with them, record and send to us. If you want to talk to Islamia children, go to Islamia school, talk to them and send to us. If you want to go to Sunday school children, go there, talk to them, record and send to us. We appreciate it. But if you do a single video talking inside you alone, I didn't see anybody else, you're not talking to anybody, you're just talking to yourself and then record and send to us, we will not share it because we are not sure whether your audience is on our page. Do you understand? So who are we going to share it? So, but we are sharing the of your impact in the people you have met. Your video is not to come to get people on our page. All right, your video, we are only to showcase what you have done to extend the impact of what we are doing in the lives of those that you have spoken with in your community. That's the essence of the video. That's the essence of this assignment. It's not recording video you talking that and then you send to me. I don't think I have your audience on this page. Do you understand? So it may not be a welcome development if you do that. So please, I want to advise that if you indeed want to do the assignment, do it to meet the standard. After you select your topic, you so wish, you can go to any school, you can write to them, tell them that you want to come and do an awareness, and then they can give you some to talk, record, and send to us a brief talk. Are we on the same page? But I don't want a situation whereby you will just talk to yourself and record and send to me. That one will not be accepted. You say you're studying what? Mr. Steven, I can hear you say I'm struggling with how I can do my assignment. First, I'm working from Monday to Friday, and during the weekend, Saturday and Sunday, I am also studying in corps. I don't know what is corps, but if here you are studying, you have other students with you there, you can talk with them about peace and conflict management. You can discuss, get a topic that will suit them, and discuss with them, talk to them about it, and then you can record it and send to us. So that's it. So I think I have made myself clear. So if you want to really do the assignment, do it well and send it to me. Okay, Catholic University of South Sudan. So you are doing peace and conflict studies. So tell them about the professional institutes. Yes, William. So tell them about a professional institute you have been joining their training, and then they are giving you an assignment to do, and you want to share it with them. So you gather some of your colleagues, and then have a little time, a 5-minute discussion on a particular matter. They can also, since they are studying peace and conflict, people can share ideas, you can discuss it, and then send to us. I want to hear you, since you are studying peace and conflict study. Do you understand? I think it's going to go a long way to help. So among your students, find a topic that will suit them, discuss with them. That is peer discussion. You understand? Record and send to us. It will go a long way to help. All right. So that the world will see the impact of what you are doing even within the walls of the university where you find it. So do it and send it to us. Thank you. We appreciate you. All right. If you join us today, you can do it to share the link to others. Let them also have opportunity to participate in our training. I discovered that your momentum have died so far. You are not so, you are not so agile like we started. All right. So we started strong. Let us end it what strong. So do way to share the link to others, put it on your wall, put it on different groups on Facebook, let people join and be part of it. And then of course, likes, comments, do you understand? Paraphrase what you understand in the comment section, likes the live and all of that, react to it. So we started well, let's end well. Do you understand? Along the line, I discovered that your momentum died. Even though my own did not die, but your own completely reduced. You know, it's not everybody. Some of you remain so vital, momentous until to this very moment. So I want to appreciate all of you. Judith Ibom, thank you for all the way from Makodi, and Victoria, all the way from Lokoja. All right. So let's move forward. So share the link and invite others to join. So today we're going to look at negotiation. Negotiation. This is unit 1. We are looking at what? Negotiation. Ishaya from Abuja, thank you. Negotiation. So negotiation is what we are going to look at today. All right. So negotiation is very easy and very simple. Literally. All right. Literally means that, maybe I say that, okay, we are going to meet here by 7 p.m. for our lecture. And then someone will say, no, so 7 p.m. will not be okay for us. Can we meet by 6? Oh, 6, I will be engaged with something else. So what time do you think it would be preferable for us? Okay, let's consider 8 p.m. 8 p.m. Okay, I must be free by then. And then you also look at your time and say, okay, I must be free by then. So we reach agreement, right? We have negotiated and we have reached agreement. But if that is too complex for you to understand, when you go out there to buy groceries, maybe not really in a supermarket where you pick and the price is already there, but maybe you go out there where a local restaurant or a regular grocery store where you go and price and bargain, right? You bargain your price, you bargain and bargain and bargain and bargain. At the end of the day, you arrive at the price. The seller accepted, the buyer accepted, and then purchase took place. That is negotiation. As poor as it may be, that is negotiation. So in peace and conflict management, negotiation is one of the components of alternative dispute resolution, right? We have workforce negotiation, we have labor force negotiation, we have trade negotiations, we have commercial negotiation. Understand? So it depends on what you are trying to deal with, right? Depending on what you're trying to deal with, you can negotiate and achieve results. You can be contract, you can be bidding for a contract, you can be a consultant, right? Negotiating on the price for your services, or you can negotiate for something that is needed. Do you understand? So do way to make sure that you understand what negotiation is. But I've given you a background. As simple as that background is, that is what negotiation is about. Understand? So there are no two ways about it. There's no gimmicks. That's what negotiation is about. So you have to negotiate and arrive at what? At a price. So that. So let's go forward. Let's look at the let's look at some of the learning objectives. What are the learning objectives? By the end of this unit, learners should be able to explain the meaning and importance of negotiation, understand key principles of effective negotiation, distinguish between positions and interests, explain interest-based negotiation, define and apply the concept of partner, participate effectively in a negotiation situation or simulation. So let's look at introduction to negotiation. Negotiation is one of the most widely used conflict management and resolution methods. It involves a voluntary dialogue between two or more parties with conflicting interests, aimed at reaching a mutually acceptable agreement without the use of force or third-party imposition. I'll get a point now. So, negotiation is one of the most widely used conflict management and resolution methods. All right, like what is happening between Russia and Ukraine now? What are they doing? Are they not all the diplomatic meetings and negotiations? What happened there is negotiation that is taking place. They're trying to negotiate the war so that the war would come to an end. Do you understand? That's why it is. And then we have what is happening between America and Iran. It's also negotiation. Do you understand? Negotiation is happening there. Do you understand? So these are the things that we're talking about here. Do you understand? And then negotiation is common in workplace disputes, right? Where workers are disputing, where there are disagreements either between between and among the workers themselves or the labor force and the management. Do you understand? Such conflicts can be negotiated. Or we have community and ethnic conflicts. Community and what? Ethnic conflicts, right? And I was discussing with you about the people of MS3 and that is and then that also Ada, okay, also Ada. So these are communities, they are fighting over land. Do you understand? It can be ethnic groups fighting themselves. The Tibjukum crisis, do you understand? Ethnic groups conflicts, do you understand? It can be negotiated. Do you understand? The industrial relations, yes, labor force strike like ASU government issue. You know, in Nigeria, we were always on strike. Academic activities being paralyzed because of the ASU union being on strike against the government, failures to implement agreement with them, and all of that. So, and then rounds of negotiation was still go on and on and on. So, industrial relations are some of those things I was talking about. So, it can be negotiated, you know, and it has to do with not just dispute over payment, but also terms of engagement. Do you understand? All of this can be negotiated. International diplomacy, yeah, that's what is happening in between Ukraine and Russia. It's more or less like international diplomacy. Do you understand? That's taking place. So negotiations taking place in the process of diplomatic engagement. Do you understand? So the tool they're using to negotiate, to discuss, is what we call negotiation. And then family and interpersonal conflicts. Yes, even in family matters, negotiation plays a vital role. Do you understand? Yeah, you have a family dispute that has to do with inheritance, that has to do with you know, how to raise children, how to do a lot of things. You are going to negotiate. You're going to discuss and negotiate and then come to an agreement. Do you understand? Then, in peace and conflict management, negotiation emphasizes dialogue. Dialogue has to do with conversation. Converse until you understand your problem in details and then find the solutions to it. Negotiation has to do with compromise. Yes, it's a game of give and take. Do you understand? You must give up something to take something. All right, you must adjust position for you to be able to fit in. So you have to compromise. You have to bend at some point. That's what negotiations are about. And then cooperation. Cooperation, yeah, you must be willing to cooperate for problems to be solved. If you remain stiff in your decision, it means that you will remain stagnant and stuck in a process of trying to resolve your differences. So the best thing to do is to cooperate, is to compromise, is to dialogue for you to have a better understanding of your situation so that you can take adequate decision to solve the problems. Do you understand? So that's it. Are we learning? So let's look at negotiation. Negotiation is a process where parties in conflict communicate directly to. What are they communicating to do? To clarify their differences. You understand? They are communicating to do what? Clarify their differences. The parties in conflict communicate to do what? Clarify their differences. They communicate to explore what? This, I'm coming. It's a rain. All right, but let's continue. So they clarify their differences, explore options, reach a settlement acceptable to all sides. You understand? That's what negotiation is all about. So you practically communicate to clarify differences. You practically explore options. You practically reach a settlement acceptable to all sides. Do you understand? So this is how negotiation is being done. So basically, the parties to conflict come together to discuss the problems, clarify issues, and then consider options, alternatives available for them to resolve their differences. You understand? And then, explore them, of course, and then consider the best alternative for all the parties. Do you understand? So, reach a settlement acceptable to all sides. And once you consider the alternative and acceptable by all, then you progress, right? So key features, the outcome depends largely on the skills, strategies, and attitudes of the negotiators. So the strategies deployed, the skills, how skillful you are. You see, that the reason why you see some of these third world countries don't gain much from the international communities because they lack professional negotiators. Some of them are basically corrupt politicians, corrupt world politicians. And so when they find themselves in an environment where they cannot be able to negotiate something that will benefit them directly, they cannot be able to negotiate it. Do you understand? They know how to negotiate something that will benefit them directly, but when they're negotiating something that will benefit their country, they lack ideas, they lack wisdom. They don't have that expertise to win something for their country. That's why most of the times you see nations of the world, like advanced nations, they get better results in negotiation than our third world countries. Do you understand? Some of them just go out there, whatever they give them, they receive it. Whatever garbage, they receive it without any question. Do you understand? So, for example, two communities disputing farmland boundaries agree to dialogue rather than resort to violence. Do you understand? That's what we expected the people of Amasri and Eda to do. Instead of fighting, just engage in what? In communication. Dialogue your problems. Solve it by yourselves. So let's look at types of negotiation. We have basic types of negotiation. We have what we call distributive negotiation, right? And this distributive negotiation is a win-lose what negotiation? It's a win-loss negotiation. It's a win-loss negotiation. That's what it is. That's what we call distributive. It's a win-loss what negotiation. Distributive negotiation, fixed amount of resources are there to contend with. One party's gain is another's loss. Do you understand? One party's gain is what? Another's loss. Competitive and positional. It is competitive, it is positional. It has fixed amount of resources to contend for. It's like, for instance, now, the game of football. The game of football. We have one trophy and one team must win the trophy. You understand? So as soon as one person wins, the other person loses. There's nothing to talk about it again. You understand? One person wins and carries 3 points and the other person carries 0. You understand? So that's how it is. 3 goals, 3 points, just 3 points. One goal is enough to earn you 3 points. And then the other party is considered a loser. The same thing applies to court cases. Carry a person to court, one person must win. There must be, and if it's not taking you that you lose, may even be the one that justice is supposed to be served. Do you understand? So, but you are denied justice because maybe on account of technicalities. You know, in my country, they win cases in court on technicalities. They don't consider the wealth of the case. They consider technicalities. And then somebody can defeat you on the basis of technicalities. How possible is that? You understand? So that's it. So, for example, salary bargaining, where the employer wants to pay less and the worker wants more. So if the worker is able to defeat you, he or she get more. But if the employer is able to defeat you, the employer wins over you and you lose. They pay you less. You understand? So that's why it is. Let's look at integrative negotiation. This is a win-win negotiation. Integrative what? Negotiation. It is a win-win negotiation. Focuses on what? Expanding value. It focuses on what? Expanding value. It believes that at the end of the interaction, value should be added to each body, to every party that is involved. Not when somebody is going home crying. Everybody should go home smiling. Do you understand? So it's a value-added negotiation, right? It emphasizes cooperation. Parties themselves come together to reason critically. Let's reason this thing. Why should we be fighting as husband and wife? Let's consider this thing. How is the fight benefiting us? So you negotiate. At the end of the day, wife win, husband win. Not when you enter an argument until one person go home or leave the conversation depressed, demoralized, and disoriented. No. Do you understand? And then other person is feeling that he has won. The other person is feeling defeated. And then depression setting, anxiety setting, pain setting. You understand? So it's like that. It encourages creative solutions. So integrative bargaining or negotiation encourages what? Creative solutions. You must arrive at a solution that benefits everybody. You must find a common solution that benefits what? Everybody. That's what integrative negotiation is all about. So example, a government offers land and tax incentive while investors provide jobs and infrastructure. A government offers what? Land and tax incentives while investors provide what? Jobs and infrastructure. It adds values. Government gives lands and investors invest and get something and create jobs. They get their own profit. They create jobs that add value to government. Do you understand? So let's look at the third types of negotiation, which has to do with interest-based negotiation. Interest-based negotiation focuses on underlying needs, concerns, and motivations rather than fixed demands or position. Interest-based negotiation focuses on underlying needs, concerns, and motivations rather than fixed demands or positions. Do you understand? So now, here you are negotiating based on what interests you. If it does not interest me, it doesn't concern me. I don't have business with it. Do you understand? I don't even have to waste my time discussing it. Why should I discuss something that I have no benefit? Do you understand? So I'm interested in what benefits me. So that's what I should negotiate. You understand? So you engage yourself in negotiating something that does not concern you, or that will not benefit you, or will not solve your own problem or your own concern. Then it's a waste of time. Yeah, it's a waste of time. So you consider negotiating what is of your interest, what is of your concern, your underlying needs. Do you understand? What is your basic essence? Why is this argument? Why is this concern? So you consider what's the motivation. You understand? Why are you so much interested in this? So you are negotiating based on the interest. And sometimes this interest sometimes costs people more. You understand? Sometimes businesses tends to win more. Sometimes business tends to lose more or win more. Do you understand? In most cases. And maybe clients sometimes tends to lose more because of interest. Okay, let's take for instance now. You need a land along Airport Road. All right. You need a land along what? Airport Road. This is a land that ordinary in another location, or even maybe even at the Airport Road, or maybe in a certain location down, that can go less than maybe say 100 million. Do you understand? But because you are so desperate, you are so interested in the position of the land. Oh, the land is so just meeting your needs. Do you understand? Just what you want for whatever you want to do as a project, and you need that land, and then you are expressing sign of how interested you are and how you need this. Oh my God! So if that's the case, then consider that you are going to pay more interest. You are negotiating based on your interest, and the other person is also going to give you exploit that interest. Do you understand? And then get their own benefit. Do you understand? That's what it is. So positions versus interest. Position, interest. What party says they want is a position. What parties say they want is what? A position. Why they want it is what? Interest. We are discussing interest versus what? Position. So if you say I want this, that is your what? That is your position. If you say I need this or I'm interested in this because of this, that is your what? Your interest. So positions are rigid, while interest is what? Flexible. Positions are what? Rigid, while interests are what? Flexible. Do you understand? So position often leads to deadlock. Because you have a position, you maintain a particular position, and you are not willing to adjust. It will end in what? Deadlock. Or it encourages what? And then interest encourages what? Collaboration. Interest encourages what? Collaboration. Yes. If people collaborate, the negotiators collaborate in discussion and make sure that it ends well. You are not just taking a position. No, this is my position, and I can't change my position. It is a yes or yes. I don't entertain no. It's a yes or yes. So, what do we do then? For example, position, we want 5 million compensation. Interest, we need security, recognition, and livelihood restoration. Do you understand? So instead of asking for compensation of 5 million, you're asking for, because what do you need the 5 million for? Is it not to still buy security? So wouldn't it be better you receive security and recognition and livelihood restoration instead of collecting 5 billion or 5 million compensation? How long will you spend 5 million until you finish? Do you understand? So why it matters? Why it matters? When interests are identified, multiple solutions become what? Possible. So why it matters? When interests are identified, multiple solutions become what? Possible. Position is interest. Position, we want the land. Interest, say why? Right? Because of economic what? Survival, cultural identity, and security. That's what I want to learn. Types of negotiation. We're talking about BATNA, best alternative to a negotiated agreement. In every negotiation, you must have an alternative. Should option A doesn't work, you go to option B. Do you understand? So always have alternative. Should one doesn't work, you go another. So partner refers to the best option if negotiation phase. So this thing, if Ukraine and Russia, a negotiation that is ongoing on phase, what do you do? If the negotiation is going between Ukraine and America, what is the best option for America? They are considering to strike Iran. They will strike to force it because they know they have the capability to distort whatever security Iran is boasting of. They can distort it and strike them. You understand? So that's it. So its phase, what is the best option? Are we going to strike them or are we going to retreat and go back home? So BATNA, it strengthens negotiation power. It prevents accepting bad agreement so that you don't go and end up. Let me tell you something. In negotiation, there is always a point of what there is a point of walking away. You walk away in negotiation. You say, "What? I cannot go with this." You walk away. Do you understand? There's no shame in walking away. Always know this. If it does not work, it does not work. If it didn't work, it didn't work. You understand? I'm speaking with like one of my politicians. He said, if it didn't work, it didn't work. Agreement is agreement. If it didn't work, it didn't work. Agreement is agreement. So always understand that. If it didn't work, walk away. There's no shame in walking away. The stronger your partner, the better your leverage. So, but you have alternatives, quite good. Why not? Want to buy let's say you want to buy a house. Actually, maybe you see this house in Apo, right? And then in Apo, and then the house in Apo is about, let's say, 500 million. And then you see the same house in Jabi, maybe at a cost of 300 million. So you wanted a house in Apo, that is 500 million. And then you want a house, and then another of the same house is in Jabi, but this one is 300 million. So should you not be able to achieve the one at Apo based on the the price tag on the property? What do you do? Wouldn't you consider the one in Jabi? Is Jabi not in an open, not in a way urban area? Do you understand? So except they burn you for Apo, so you want to remain in Apo because people in Apo, they are superhumans. They know they go to toilet, they know they breathe, they just continue to exist. You understand? They grow wings and fly on their own. That's the reason why you must stay in Apo. Otherwise, you buy the house in Jabi and save 200 million and put it in the business for something good for yourself. Are you never know? So always have a strong partner, so that if this one did not work, you can switch to the other one. So if a trade union knows it can legally strike or go to court, it negotiate from a stronger position. You understand? Because they have two options. We are going to court, we are going to strike. You understand? So they must negotiate well. So golden rule. That's the golden rule. Never accept an agreement worse than your partner. You understand? Never accept an agreement worse than your what partner. Propose agreement. It is better than my partner. Yes, no. If it's yes, accept. If it's a no, walk away. Walk away and then get it from somewhere else. Don't just accept anything out of desperation. There are some people that accept anything out of desperation, and before you know it, they will be regretting. Maybe you buy a house in a pool of 500 million, and then over the years, that house will be depreciated, and then it will not even worth that amount again. But most of these houses are appreciated. Do you understand? But I'm trying to just give an instance anyway. Principles of effective negotiation. What are the processes or stages of negotiation? Effective negotiation. Number one is preparation. You need to prepare. Know your goals, interests, and partner. Know what you want to achieve in this negotiation cycle. Know your interests and know your best options. Should it not work, then I'm considering this partner. Active listening. Understand the other party's concern. Listen actively so that you'll be able to engage effectively. Some of you can easily be distracted. So, but pay attention to what the person is saying by the word of his mouth and what he's saying by his gestures. Mutual respect. Avoid insult and threats. It's not personal. And if it is personal, don't insult. Don't threaten to kill somebody. You understand? Because that threat may even land you in trouble. So don't threaten anybody. Don't insult. Flexibility. Be open to alternatives. Open to what? Alternatives. Don't just focus your mind on something and then if it's not that thing, it's not, then it means it not work. No. Don't limit yourself to one thing. Like they will say, don't put your eggs in one basket. Absolutely. Alternative. Problem solving mindset. Focus on solution, not blame. Don't need to blame anybody for your predicament. If there's any predicament, ask yourself, what can I do to solve the problem? If you get the answer, focus on the solution and not the problem, not the blame. Then, good faith. Negotiate honestly and sincerely. Don't over negotiate. Don't short negotiate. Power in negotiation. Power may come from information, legitimacy, law, authority, resources, alliances, public support. So power should be used to facilitate agreement and dominate unfairly, and not dominate unfairly. Do you understand? So Sometimes people try to dominate others or fail. It doesn't matter how they feel. So far as you feel good, you are good to go. It shouldn't be so. Negotiation process. The first process is what? Planning and preparation. Preparation and planning, all right? And the next phase is what? Opening and relationship building. Try to converse, understand with each other, preliminary kind of assessment, and then opening up discussion, engaging in discussion to understand each other. Exploration of interest. Next thing now is to consider the interest each party has. Why do you want to become that? Or why do you want to become this? Bargaining and option generation. There's you have to bargain and then generate some options that are suitable for the situation. Agreement and closure. Now you have reached agreement, you have to seal your mouth. You seal it and move forward. Implementation and follow up. That's it. Let's look at practical focus, negotiation simulation. Our classroom activity. We're now in the classroom here. So a local government and a youth group are in conflict over employment opportunities from development project. What are the roles here? Government representatives, youth leaders, observers. Ask, identify positions and interests, define each party's partner, and negotiate an agreement. You understand? So what's the learning outcome we are expecting? Students experience real-life negotiation dynamics and challenges. Summary. Negotiation is a core conflict management tool that promotes peaceful resolution through dialogue and compromise. Effective negotiation moves beyond rigid positions to address underlying interests. Effective negotiation moves beyond rigid positions to address underlying interests. Concepts such as interest-based negotiation and partner empower parties to negotiate confidently, fairly, and strategically. So what are the key takeaways here? We have negotiation is voluntary and non-violent. Negotiation is voluntary and non-violent. Interests matter more than positions in negotiation. What is the interest? Always find out. It matters more than what negotiation positions. Partner defines negotiation strength. That is when you have an option that you can tell the person, I have another option. I have another option in Jabi, and that one that give me 300 million. So I can save 200 million if I buy that property. And it's the same thing. Do you understand? So when you have that kind of strong this thing, it will cause them to reduce. So win-win outcomes are most sustainable. Preparation and communication are critical. You understand? So this is the much we can cover today. If you have any question, you ask in the comment section so that I can respond. I'm looking at your comments now. Your comment now. So you have any question you want me to respond, just ask. Ask the question. Somebody is asking, okay, Patty. Okay, Patty is asking, what of a situation where negotiation fail? What will the negotiators do or should do? Yeah, if negotiation fails, the simple thing is to walk away. Do you understand? Just walk away. If it fails. There's nothing you can do. Just walk away. Walk away. Somebody's asking a question. Somebody is asking a question. Let me respond to this question. Question by trying to take your question. Ishaya. Now, Ishaya, I'm trying to take your question. You guys say no one, it doesn't want to show. Najisaya is asking, what is the difference between mediation and negotiation? Which is more binding when it comes to agreement? None of them are binding. Negotiation is not binding and mediation is not binding. They are all voluntary. Do you understand? They are all voluntary and they are not binding. Or whatever is being negotiated and agreed upon is just an agreement. Or it cannot affect anything. You understand? So, but the difference between mediation and negotiation is that the parties in conflict discuss their own problems, they negotiate. The parties in conflict discuss their own problem, negotiate, and then arrive at an agreement. Whereas in mediation, there is a third party who facilitates conversation. He is not contributing to that conversation on how or the direction on how it flows, but he is there to guide, to make sure that communication is taking place between the parties involved in conflict smoothly. Do you understand? So that's what it is. Any other question? Somebody said if a party walks away when he gets other things worse than partner, can there be peace? Why should you get something worse than your partner? But there are some people like that. They will do to the point that they will get something that is not even up to what they want to. So they are the ones that they lose, are lost there. You understand? They lose. And people, they will do to a point that they get where they would have getting a better option. They allow themselves to, they mislead themselves and get themselves into something that will not benefit them. So in that kind of situation, those ones will have themselves to blame. Do you understand? How do one handle a group that is physically violent and have refused dialogue as a peacemaker? Is it right for a peacemaker be armed too to protect oneself? Mediation and dialogue. Mediation, dialogue, negotiation are voluntary. They are not compulsory. Situation whereby you as a peacemaker want to make peace in a particular place and they do not agree with you and they do not welcome you, walk away, just move on with your life. Move on with it. Not by force that you must do it. No. So there's no need for you to be armed. But there's a situation whereby there's what we call peacekeeping missions. Peacekeeping mission, if authorized, they can come armed, lightly armed, to be able to defend that situation. Do you understand? If the government or the leadership deem it fit. Do you understand? So it's not by force. So if you want to help someone and they don't want, leave them. You understand? When they need your help, they'll come. So there's no need for you to be armed. But if it's peacekeeping mission, it's possible. And then there's what we call peace enforcement. Peace enforcement means getting peace by all means. You understand? That is now, it's like a peacekeeping mission, but this one is not peacekeeping per se. It's peace enforcement. That is, whatever it is, we must get peace. We must get peace in that place. The destabilization should stop. So whatever they can do, they will do it. So sometimes they will use heavy force. Do you understand? To achieve stability in a particular place. So that's it. But as individual peacemaker, please, so it's not by force. So you can leave government to do its own work. The highest you can do is to report. All right, so that the appropriate government measures will be put in place to forestall consequences. Any other question? I think we have come to the end of today's class. We have come to the end of today's class. We will meet by 7 p.m. tomorrow. Our forthcoming induction are still ongoing. You can do it to apply. And then also do your assignment that has been given to you. Don't record yourself and send to me. Go out there, talk to people, interact with them, record and send to me.